and welcome student. In last lecture, we discussed about the cell theory and the totipotency. So, today's lecture is on the kinds of the cell. So, our today's topic is kinds of cell. Firstly, what is meant by the kinds? Kinds means types. So, in this lecture, we studied about the types of the cell. As we know, there are two categories of the living organism. Organism categorized into two groups. First is prokaryotes and second is eukaryotes. The living organism classified into two groups or categorized into two groups. First is a prokaryotes and second is a eukaryotes. The organism which include into prokaryotes, which is single cell organism, or the body of the prokaryotes is simple, and the organism which include into eukaryotes, which is made up of multicellular body, and they are higher complex organization. Firstly, the living organism classified into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Then prokaryotes made up of single cell and the organization is simple, and in eukaryotes the animal are multicellular with higher complex organization. So this is about the introduction about the kinds of the cell. Then next point is we discuss about firstly prokaryotic cell. So let's see the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic, firstly pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. The cell which possesses primitive nucleus which called prokaryotes nuclei. Prokaryotes cell. So this is about the general introduction. So now see the detailed study about the prokaryotic cell. Now let's study the prokaryotic cell. So in this blackboard this is a diagram of the prokaryotic cell and with the labeling and description. So let's see what is meant by the prokaryotic cell. As we know, firstly pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. The cell which possesses primitive nucleus is called prokaryotic cell, and the main characteristic of the prokaryotic cell, it possesses primitive nucleus. And the prokaryotic cell, it is a single cell and it has a complex protective cell envelope. In this diagram, this is a diagram of the prokaryotic cell and the example is a bacteria. This is a diagram of the bacteria. The prokaryotic cell possesses complex cell envelope. This is a complex cell envelope which is made up of three layers. The complex protective cell envelope This is also known as the capsule. There are cell capsule made up of 3 layers. First, the blue color indicate the plasma membrane. The blue color indicate plasma membrane. Then next, the orange color indicate the cell wall of the cell envelope, and last one, the capsule. It is a outer layer. So, the firstly prokaryotic is a single cell, and the cell consists of protective cell envelope, and the cell envelope classified or made up of 3 membrane. First is a plasma membrane, second is a cell wall, and third is a capsule. Firstly, plasma membrane is made up of phospholipid. The plasma membrane, this is a plasma membrane. The blue color indicates the first or inner layer of the cell envelope, which is made up of phospholipid. Then the middle layer of the cell envelope, the inner layer of the plasma membrane made up of phospholipid. Then middle layer is known as the cell wall, and which is made up of either peptidoglycan and either murin. In gram-positive bacteria, the middle layer of the cell envelope is made up of peptidoglycan, and the gram-negative bacteria, the cell envelope, the middle layer of the cell envelope are made up of murin. And the outer membrane, the outer membrane of the cell envelope is made up of glycocalyx, which is known as capsule, and they are either loose or tough capsule. So our first point is clear. The cell envelope made up of 3 layers. First, plasma membrane, second, cell wall, and third is a capsule. The plasma membrane is a inner layer, the cell membrane or cell wall is a middle layer, and the capsule is a outer layer. So the cell envelope made up of 3 layers: inner, middle, and outer. The inner is also known as plasma membrane, which is made up of phospholipid. Then the middle layer is called cell wall, and which is made up of, in gram-positive bacteria, peptidoglycan, and in gram-negative bacteria, it is made up of murin. And the cell envelope, the outer layer of the cell envelope is known as the capsule, which is known as the glycocalyx, and which is either loose in nature or tough in nature according to bacteria. So here our second point is completed. Then next is in prokaryotic cell, well-defined nucleus are absent. म्हणजे प्रोकॅरियोटिक सेल मध्ये वेल डिफाइंड न्यूक्लियस नसतो. म्हणजे काय, न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन नसतो. न्यूक्लियस मध्ये काय असतो, डीएनए क्रोमोझोम असतो. तो प्रोकॅरियोटिक सेल मध्ये प्रेझेंट असतो, पण कसा असतो, स्कॅटर झालेला असतो. न्यूक्लियस, एक वेल डिफाइंड न्यूक्लियस प्रेझेंट नसतो. सो दिस इज अ थर्ड कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ द प्रोकॅरियोटिक, absent of well defined nucleus. Next point, in prokaryotic cell, the membrane bounded organelles are absent. As we know, there are chloroplast, mitochondria, and nucleus. These are the membrane bounded organelle, and these organelle, chloroplast, mitochondria, and nucleus, are absent in the prokaryotic cell. So our fourth characteristic is the membrane bound organelle are absent in the prokaryotic cell. Next, fifth point is a fimbric. The tubular projection are present on the surface of the prokaryotic cell or the bacteria for the clanging support. So our fifth point is fimbriae are present on the surface of the bacteria. So what is meant by the fimbriae? Fimbriae is a tubular projection present on the bacterial surface or the prokaryotic cell for the clanging support. So our next point is bacterial bacterial cell or prokaryotic cell possesses DNA and the bacterial DNA is known as the plasmid. This is the important point. The prokaryotic DNA is also called as a plasmid. Then the bacterial cell or prokaryotic cell possesses flagellum or cilia, and especially the motile bacteria. Motile bacteria consist of the flagella or cilia for the movement, and the movement takes place by the basal body. म्हणजे फ्लॅजेलमच्या एंडिंगला एक बेसल बॉडी असते, तिच्यामध्ये काय असते, रोटेटरी मूवमेंट होत असते. म्हणजे बेसल बॉडी मोटर सारखं काम करत असते, त्यामुळे रोटेटरी मूवमेंट होऊन काय होतो, जो काय बॅक्टेरिया असेल किंवा ती जी काय प्रोकॅरियोटिक सेल असेल ती मूवमेंट करते. सो दिस इज अबाउट basal body and the flagellum. So next point is the cell all possesses folding. The plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is a inner part of the cell or inner membrane of the cell envelope. Some region plasma membrane show infolding. This is a infolding of the mesosome for the formation of the cell wall and the DNA formation. म्हणजेच जो काय सेल एन्व्हलपचा इनर पार्ट आहे त्याला आपण काय म्हटले, प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेन. त्या प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेनला काय होतं, इनफोल्डिंग होतं. इनफोल्डिंग फॉर्म होऊन त्यापासून काय फॉर्म होतं, सेल वॉल फॉर्म झाले. एखाद्या वेळेस जर सेल वॉल रप्चर झाली, काही झाली, तर त्या प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेन मध्ये अशी ॲबिलिटी आहे, ती काय होते, इनफोल्ड होऊन सेल मेम्ब्रेन फॉर्म केलं जातं किंवा डीएनए फॉर्म केला जातो फ्रॉम दी मिझोझोम. मग त्या स्ट्रक्चरला आपण काय म्हणायचं, मिझोझोम. मिझोझोम कशाला म्हणायचं, प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेन मध्ये जर इनफोल्डिंग झालं तर त्याला आपण मिझोझोम म्हणतो. आणि मिझोझोमचा यूज कशासाठी होतो, टू फॉर्मेशन ऑफ दी सेल वॉल अँड दी डीएनए. सो नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज क्रोमोझोम. सो in bacterial or prokaryotic cell, chromosomes are present, and the chromosome are present, the region are called as nucleoid region. In nucleoid region, chromosomes are present. So this is about the chromosome. Next point is the bacterial surface or the prokaryotic cell possesses pili. What is meant by the pili? Pili is a tubular projection which is helps for the intercellular communication. पिलायचा यूज कशासाठी होतो, इंटरसेल्युलर कम्युनिकेशन साठी. म्हणजे सराउंडिंग, बाहेरचं सराउंडिंग आणि आतलं सराउंडिंग यामध्ये चेंजेस काही जाणवले तर त्याचं कम्युनिकेशन कशा थ्रू होतं, पिलाय थ्रू होतो. पिलाय इज अ tubular projection which is present on the bacterial or prokaryotic cell surface which is help for the intercellular communication. So this is about the pili. Then next point is chromatophores. In some bacteria, that is photosynthetic bacteria, show the longer projection or longer extension which is known as the chromatophores which possesses photosynthetic pigment. म्हणजे जे फोटोसिंथेटिक पिगमेंट आहे ते कशासाठी मदत करतील, स्वतःचं अन्न तयार करण्यासाठी मदत करतात. म्हणजे काही बॅक्टेरिया असतात की त्यांच्यामध्ये क्रोमॅटोफोर प्रेझेंट असतात आणि त्या क्रोमॅटोफोर मध्ये काय असतं, फोटोसिंथेटिक पिगमेंट असतात. म्हणून काही बॅक्टेरिया काय करतात, स्वतःच काय, आणि ते ग्रीन कलरचे असतात, ते स्वतःचं अन्न तयार करतात. सो दिस इज अबाउट दी क्रोमॅटोफोर. देन नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज राइबोसोम. दी prokaryotic cell possesses ribosome, and as we know there are 70 S ribosome are present in prokaryotic cell. Note that the 70 S ribosome are present in the prokaryotic cell, and the ribosome are two subunit. First is a large subunit and second is a small subunit. Large subunit is 50 S and small subunit 30 S. What is meant by the S? S is a sedimentation unit which is also known as said work unit. The scientist said work unit discovered the ribosome, large and subunit. So the large subunit of the prokaryotic is 50S and the small subunit of the ribosome of the prokaryotic cell is 30S. So this is about the ribosome. So this is about the prokaryotic cell. Firstly, prokaryotic cell is a single cell. Pro means primitive and karyon means nuclear. The cell possesses primitive nucleus are called prokaryotic cell. The prokaryotic cell have a complex protective cell envelope which is made up of three layers: inner, outer and middle. Inner is known as plasma membrane and which is made up of phospholipid. Middle, which is known as cell wall, which is made up of either peptidoglycans or murin. Then outer membrane is known as capsule, which is made up of glycocalyx. Then the prokaryotic cell possesses cytosol, food granules, and the prokaryotic DNA is known as the plasmid. And some motile bacteria have cilia or flagellum, and cilia and flagellum possesses rotatory movement present in the basal body, and basal body work as a motor. Then the plasma membrane have infolding which is known as mesosome. Mesosome help to the formation of the cell wall and DNA. Then the prokaryotic cell possesses ribosome which is 70S or 70 cell work unit, and these subunit consist of two subunits, small and large. Large made up of 50S and small made up of 30S. And the prokaryotic cell possesses chromosome in nucleate region. And also, very important, pili are present on the surface of the prokaryotic which is helping intercommunication of the cell. So this is about the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell मध्ये काय असतो? न्यूक्लियस अब्सेंट असतो. त्यानंतर न जे मेम्ब्रेन बाउंडेड ऑर्गेनेल असतात म्हणजे काय क्लोरोप्लास्ट, मायटोकॉन्ड्रिया पण अब्सेंट असतात. आणि बॅक्टेरिया किंवा प्रोकॅरियोटिक सेल व सिलिया असतात प्रेझेंट, फ्लॅजेलम प्रेझेंट असतात, त्यानंतर ना पिलिया प्रेझेंट असतात. पिलियाचा यूज कशासाठी होतो? इंटरकम्युनिकेशन साठी होतो. फ्लॅजेलम आणि सिलिया कशासाठी? मोटाईल बॅक्टेरिया असेल म्हणजे एका ठिकाणापासून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणासाठी फ्लॅजेलमचा यूज होतो. आणि जनरली फ्लॅजेलम आणि सिलियाच्या बेसल बॉडी मध्ये काय असते? रोटेटरी मूवमेंट होऊन काय होतो? बॅक्टेरिया मूव्ह केला जातो. आणि जर कन्सिडर केलंच आपण एन्व्हलप, बरोबर, प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेनचं एन्व्हलप कन्सिडर केलं तर ते कशाने? 3 लेयरने बनले, बरोबर. आउटर लेयरला आपण काय म्हटले? कॅप्सूल. मिडल लेयरला म्हटले सेल वॉल अँड इनरला काय म्हटले? प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेन. प्लाझ्मा मेम्ब्रेन जे इनर साइडला प्रेझेंट आहे ते फॉस्फोलिपिडने बनलेले आहे. जे मिडलला सेल वॉल आहे ती कशाने बनले? एकतर ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह असतात किंवा ग्राम निगेटिव्ह बॅक्टेरिया असतात. ही ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह आणि ग्राम निगेटिव्ह काय हे आपण नेक्स्ट लेक्चरला पाहूया. ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह जर बॅक्टेरिया असेल त्याची सेल वॉल म्हणजे जो मिडल लेयर आहे सेल एन्व्हलपचा तो कशाने बनलाय? पेप्टिडोग्लायकॉनने. आणि जो ग्राम निगेटिव्ह बॅक्टेरिया आहे त्याचा सेल वॉल कशाने बनलेला असतं? म्युरेनने बनलेला. आणि लास्ट लेयर घेतला आपण थर्ड आउटर लेयर त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो? कॅप्सूल. आणि तो कशाने बनलाय? ग्लायकोकॅलिक्स. आणि तो आयदर काही बॅक्टेरियामध्ये लूज असतो आणि काही बॅक्टेरियामध्ये टफ असतो. सो दिस इज अबाउट दी प्रोकॅरियोटिक सेल. थँक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग माय व्हिडिओ. थँक यू.